welcome back to my channel and welcome to my new YouTube set. So I've been busy moving and things, but I have lots of flowers, which is kind of my vibe. It's basically my middle name. And happy Memorial Day to everybody who's served and in the US and all over the world. And for everyone who's not from the United States, we have what's called Memorial Day, which is to honor those who've served in the military, but we celebrate by sometimes we forget because we're having so much fun with our barbecues and having time with family. And it's basically the kickoff to summer is Memorial Day weekend, and that's when our pools open and everything. So I hope that everyone in the United States and any country who's watching this is having a great time this weekend. So I know I am. I will be with the horses later, of course. Where else would I be? So before I begin with Val Nek, I had a few things to say. So ancient Egypt, a lot of people, you guys asked me about ancient Egypt, and I have my personal opinion, but the reason Val Nek and his supervisor will not answer those questions directly is because they are spiritual beings like we all are. Everybody is a part of Source, right? We are the force of Source, and they are incarnated into a physical reality, whether that's in 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, okay, 9D, ninth density. Okay, so when they incarnate for a physical experience, they can do a job. And some of them choose to work on councils or work for the Galactic Federation of Worlds, which is a military. And the Galactic Federation has a set of laws. It's an organization that has a set of rules that are in alignment with universal law. And so if they were to answer questions about ancient Egypt, it would interfere with our free will, because part of that information would, when you're trying to free a slave, you cannot tell them, you must show them, right? So it would interfere with our ability to free ourselves and to liberate ourselves. So they're not going to answer those questions. So, we have limiting beliefs that if we know an extraterrestrial, then that means we get to know the history of the universe. And that's just not the case. And all of that information is external to us anyways. Like, we're just a vibe, we're spiritual beings. We are the alpha and the omega. Any really information, even in this video, is really external to you. So, my opinion though is, in short, I think that we've been confused about the races in ancient Egypt and their intentions. And I also think something very telling is the pyramid on the back of the US dollar and the Eye of Horus. And I think there's a lot of clues there if we know about the US dollar and all of those things. So that's kind of like where my opinion lies, some of it. And if you hear coughing, it's just my little dog. He's sick with he has health issues, so it's not some old man coughing in my room. It's my dog. So that's that on ancient Egypt. And so universal law is not, it's not like a laws like Judge Judy Court, right? It's the laws of how energy works in the universe. It's how energy works in the universe, and it does not change, and therefore it is law. So the High Council of the Galactic Federation of Worlds and the Galactic Federation of Worlds, their values are in line with universal law. And a lot of my videos that I made last year on universal law are reflective of the High Council of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. And every starseed and really any spiritual being has access to this information because it's literally what you are, because you are energy, right? So the knowledge, the power is within you. And And really, no amount, I'll quote Val Nek here, no amount of disclosure is meaningful if we forget to awaken the hearts of the people first. Meaning, if we don't remember that we're spiritual beings, and who we are comes from, is in the heart chakra, is unconditional love, then disclosure, extraterrestrial information, political information is basically a bunch of BS. If you don't remember who you are, then it's, who cares, right? So that's kind of my spiel on that. And then lastly is JFK and the Peace Corps. And if you go online to research the Peace Corps and its values and why it was created, it's exactly like the Starseed Envoy Program, the values and the intention behind it. Going to different countries, going to different lands, going to different planets to help teach the people, spread peace and spread knowledge about the Peace Corps, democracy, and American ways. And it's literally the exact same thing. It's the human version of the Starseed Envoy Program. And when I was in the 8th grade, when I was 14, I wrote a whole book report on the Peace Corps and how I was going to join the Peace Corps. And obviously, I didn't join the Peace Corps. But I don't know, it was something cute that I did when I was younger. So I will ask Val Nek and his supervisor, and I can hear him say we are ready. So Val Nek, is there a connection between the Peace Corps and Starseed Envoy Program? And does maybe your supervisor would know? He says, I will show you. He's showing me JFK, and he's showing me the Galactic Federation of Worlds making agreements to keep peace between your people and other planets. It started with the United States. He says, I also can confirm Russia was involved. Same intentions, peacekeeping, and it's underlying. So to clarify, the Starseed Envoy Program, Russia was also involved with the Envoy Program, or knew of the Envoy Program. He says, yes, that's correct. A big success, our biggest success yet. And he's talking to his supervisor. My supervisor has a message. All of our values, everything you know, everything you need to know is within you. This is my message. Be who you are. And they're underlying that in my head. So we are all expressions of source, right? And so that is what brings about, we'll say, peace, but the core of who we are is unconditional love, and so this being that basically saves the planet. So Val Nek keeps bringing JFK into it. He was very inspirational to us all, very future forward. I salute him. Okay. So our next question, so I just thought it was really cool, and you guys should look into it. So our next question is, Val Nek, what is your unit of measurement? What is your unit of measurement? He says, we don't use measurements from planet Terra. These are incorrect. How do I say it? Your mathematical systems are not correct. We cannot use them. In our space and time, they do not exist, only on planet Terra. This is my answer. I will explain too, and I think this is sometimes I look at things here and I read articles on Earth and I'm just like, this makes no sense. And I feel the same way about math. Our math, it makes sense to the parameters that we're given, in a way, but it leaves us at a dead end. Like, it's like they're leaving numbers out on purpose. And Val Nek is saying, yes, this is correct. It was manipulated like everything on planet Terra. Nikola Tesla. He was correct. Follow him. He knew secrets, secrets from us. I repeat again. We gave him mathematical equations to complete his projects. He was one of us. I salute him. Okay. And this is the timeline technology is the timeline technology is created or works with extraterrestrial math, basically. So like everything. So Val Nek, are light years real? When NASA says they measure things in light years, I can hear them laughing. Is that real? um, um, he says many people on the ship like to hear our conversations. They are interested in your people. This is a funny question. So, but can you answer it? Are light years real? He says, in a way, not the way your people think. This is crazy. Okay. I was looking on light years and reading about light years, and I was like, this is crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. He says there are secret projects. They use our math. It is top secret. They don't want the public to know. They would advance too much. They keep it a secret. Your secret space programs know this. They use our math. It is how they use technology. It is the correct way, the advanced way. And he's showing me fake math is fake news. Oh, that's a really funny joke. So let me just get a drink of water. So, and when I'm talking about the Envoy program, I'm talking about like Avatar, where people are extraterrestrials or people on different planets decide they want to go on a mission on Earth. And so they decide to leave their bodies in a pod and incarnate in a body here. So this is the program that I'm talking about. So Val Nek, do the Starseed envoys go through training before they incarnate on Earth? He says, yes, they learn many lessons. They are, he's trying to find the right word. Okay, he's trying to say the word warned, but it's not the right word. He says, I will say they are prepared. I am asking my supervisor. He will describe. I will repeat. So they're basically showing me in 5D. And in 5D, and I can see it's basically a science lab. He says in 5th density, this is correct. And there's many different people and many different beings of different races that come here. They are kept in several different places, their bodies. We keep them safe. And he's saying, keep going. And then I'm showing, he's showing kind of like a classroom, kind of like a teacher classroom. He's saying they are prepared. There is some what you call schooling. And he's basically showing me, this is the High Council. He says, and the Council of Five prepares the envoys, prepares them for their mission. And he's saying the Council of Five, their operations involve genetics. The High Council involves, he's trying to find the right word, ethics. Ethics, he says, preparation for their mission involving their spirit, involving their soul. How to evolve. It's infused in their DNA. Their memories are infused in their DNA so that they remember. He's saying, we say many times, raise your vibration. This is how you do it. Activate your DNA. Remember who you are. So I want to explain in my words what this means because it can get confusing because we're not our, he says, Val Nek says, go ahead. They are, we're not our genetic vessels, right? We are a spirit, a soul. So but raising your frequency, raising your vibration helps the brain to operate at a higher frequency. Like when you go through pain and trauma on planet Earth, which everybody has, you have to raise your frequency and release the density, and then the mind becomes more clear. And instead of operating from an ego standpoint, you're operating more from the third eye chakra or the soul perspective, right? And then you start to live in alignment and reflective with your soul's values. So he says, yes, this is correct. Very good work. And he's winking. So this is another question. Val Nek, can engineers on Earth learn the new technology being built? Is there a plan to transition the rest of the world, those not in secret space programs, to use and work on new technology? So like, will doctors and nurses and the engineers, how will they be trained to work with these programs? He says, it is up to your people. Some private and public corporations, they will train them. Jobs will be offered. The Federation is not involved. We can work as, he's trying to find the right word. He says, I know you do not like the name supervisors, but we are not in charge. We are here to help. And he's underlying that. So I know people will ask in the comments when, and you probably can't say when, but he says, I can confirm it will be in your lifetime, a big success. We will make peace on Earth. We will make Earth great again. I love this saying. Okay. And another question is that space, and by the way, nursing, being a nurse was one of my favorite jobs. It was one of my favorite jobs. I loved that job. And so maybe one day I will work with the new technology, because that's really what I love to do. So anyways, next question is, space reports and news articles suggest that China is competitive with the US in space. Are they working together? He says, I've said this many times. I will repeat again. The United States is the leader of space, our biggest success. We are working with them. How do I say it? He's checking with his supervisor. He says, China and other regressive countries, they are becoming more progressive. Our technology, they can't beat it. They are, how do I say it? He's trying to find the right word. He says, because they can't compete with us, they are obligated to work with us. This is how we do operations in space. He says, some of it, the art of war. So we shouldn't, so when we see things reporting otherwise, he said, I'm asking what his recommendation is. He says, do not consent to fear. The good guys are in control. We are here to protect and serve. He says, Happy Memorial Day. That's really funny. Okay. And the other thing, Val Nek, is, so NASA awarded Blue Origin the contract to build a second moon lander to take astronauts to the moon. So is this technology from the Federation? Because when NASA reports things, like the ship, the moon lander, looks like it's from the 1960s. Like, it looks like a joke. And when I read NASA articles, I'm like, this can't possibly be legitimate. Okay. He's saying, yes, you are correct. He says, I am in a difficult position. You have your opinion. How do I say it? I will give my opinion. He is speaking with his supervisor. Well, so I have my opinion, but can you answer, is the Blue Origin, the moon lander, is this technology from the Federation? He's saying, yes, I can confirm. Some of it is secret. Some of it is public. Your people do not understand. Sometimes we tell them in ways they can understand. He says, please remember, all of the people on your planet are not aware of us. They do not understand. One day they will. These are our plans. And he's just, he's kind of giving me, I can kind of read his mind, but he's reminding me to tell people that the technology on planet Earth has to be equal or competitive to the Galactic Federation of Worlds in order for them to disclose themselves or to show themselves or to be in contact in a public way with the entire human race. He's saying your government is in charge. I will be more specific. I have said this before. The U.S. Navy, they are in charge. They have plans for disclosure. It will come in time. After technology is built, your people will know. He says, until then, some of our operations, they remain private. Okay. I just think that the moonlander looks funny. He says it is similar to SpaceX. It is similar to the Starship. Very similar. Same technology, different colors. I guess the Blue Origin, it might be blue, because he's showing me blue. So yeah. So another question is, Val Nek, on Earth, this is something that's been going on for a long time, is farmers and crop circles. And there's a theory that extraterrestrials make these crop circles. And so what do you think of this, or what can you say about this? He says, I can confirm some extraterrestrial in nature. They come from Arcturians. They are sneaky, he says, in a good way. They like to communicate with your people. Some of it's experiments. And then he's showing me different ones. I guess it depends on the shape, because he's showing me different shaped crop circles. And some of them, he's saying a very long time ago, he's just showing me crop circles and Arcturian crop circles. He's saying a very long time ago, not recently. And then he's showing me recent ones over here. Your government and sneaky people, evil to you. They like to play games. So it seems like it's a mixed bag. Why would the Arcturians do that? He's saying they are scientists. They collect data. They test your oxygen levels. They study planet Terra. This is why they do it. The other people, I cannot say. So he means the evil people. He doesn't know exactly why they do it. He's saying it is possible they try to trick you, try to distract you. Where there is good operations, evil follows. So it's kind of like a tug of, like a mixed bag here on planet Earth. So another person says, how are humanoid extraterrestrial families structured? So I want to say this. There's a way that they do things on other planets, and it doesn't mean that that's the correct way. A right and wrong comes from the ego, because all of us are just spiritual beings having physical experiences, right? So there's not a right and wrong way to be, and just because they do things this way doesn't mean they disagree with what we do here, basically that. So they just do things the way they do things, and that's basically it. So when Val Nek says that he doesn't eat meat and he thinks meat is disgusting. He just means exactly that. He doesn't care if anybody else does it, really. So, and same for all of the beings in the Federation, really. They just don't care what we do. So it's up to us, right? We have free will. So he's saying our families are male and female, mother and father. And I can kind of explain this. He's showing me Kundalini. So he's saying male aspect, female aspect. This is part of our creative process, our beautiful creation. This is how we procreate. We choose to incarnate in female and male bodies. The aspect that resonates with our soul, resonates with our spirit. And he's showing me a I can't think of the name right now. An orb. Okay, I can't think of the name. I'm having like a brain fart. But basically an orb, and it creates a vortex, right? And there's a male magnetic part, so it's not a genetic part, it's a frequency thing, it's a vibe thing. So the male aspect of the orb, I'm really going I can't think of the name. The male aspect, and then there's a female aspect, but it's not a gender, it's a frequency. So there's a positive and a negative, and they bind together to create one spiritual energy, or one source energy. And he says we choose to incarnate in male and female bodies, and we bind together in union with source. Many of you call it a sacred union. This is how we procreate. This is how we choose to do it. And it's basically, that's how when they connect to source, they bring souls through their energy into the physical body. And this is how they manifest, and this is how humanoid extraterrestrials procreate on different planets. So what is beautiful about planet Earth is we have so many different experiences. We have so many different types of families and people with different sexualities and people having different experiences. And planet Earth, we all chose those experiences for a reason, because it benefits us, right? So there's no right and wrong. This is just how they do it on different planets and in 5D. Saying yes, this is correct. Yes, this is correct. Fifth density. When I talk so much, my mouth gets dry. So Val Nek, how are warriors picked to be part of your security group, and what requirements make an effective warrior? So how does someone join the Federation, and what makes an effective member of the Federation, or soldier, basically? He's saying, first and foremost, your home planet must be a member of the Federation. Soon, planet Terra will be the same. We will have Terran soldiers. And he's winking. He says, we will welcome you. We are excited. He's saying, in some very rare cases, other people may join the Federation. And he can't find the right word for it, so I will help him. But some people are like private contractors through the Federation. He's saying, yes, this is correct. Once they have proven their loyalty, they become members of the Federation and can advance in rank. A very special project. I am proud. One of my special friends, he is a member of the Federation. Through many wars, he has proven his loyalty. It was a big success. So one of his friends has actually done this too. He's saying, a very good friend. We are very proud of him. So there's different ways to join the Federation. So you can contract privately to basically join and prove your loyalty, or you can, if your home planet is a member of the Federation. And why is this the case if someone is from a different planet and their planet isn't a member of the Federation, he's saying it happens in fifth density. He's saying some people are renegades. They choose to work for us. They choose to work for good. They choose not to work for evil. We give everyone a chance. Your planet, Planet Terra, will become one of us. A huge success. So I'm guessing, Val Nek, that people on planet Earth can't be contracted through contracts of work because we don't know about extraterrestrials as a whole, and it's not public, and we are also in 3D too in some ways. He's saying, yes, this is correct. We have big plans for your people. In order to join, I repeat again, and he's talking about the technology being equal to them. So, what also makes a good warrior, Val Nek? Or he's saying your skills, we can train you. There are many training programs for different specialties. We have scientists, engineers, of course, pilots. They are my favorite. And he's winking. He's saying the High Council, they are involved. They evaluate, he's thinking of the word. They evaluate integrity. This is important. Integrity must be proven. It is earned. And he's discussing with his supervisor. He's saying, I will show you. So he's showing me kind of like Top Gun, Top Gun pilot school. He's saying, yes, this is correct. He's saying in 5D. And I'm seeing Val Nek's supervisor go in. Val Nek's supervisor is kind of like Yoda in a way. I'm seeing him in a classroom, and he's evaluating their spirit, their spiritual energy, their ability to overcome. I can just see them all sitting in the classroom, and he's standing here, supervisor's standing here, and he is feeling and picking up on, it's very interesting, their past lives, all of their soul lessons that they still have to learn, evaluating their integrity, how likely they are to be compromised or work for the good of all. He's saying, yes, this is correct. So it's like his supervisor comes in and evaluates their spirit. He says, we do this especially with our private contractors. My very best friend, he passed the test. So when people from different planets, regressive planets, renegades from regressive planets want to join the Federation, he says, he knows what I'm asking. He says, yes, this is correct. They undergo rigorous testing. They prove their truth. Okay, so that's very interesting. And he says, Val Nek has a last message before we stop. He says, many of your political figures are working for good. I always call them Batmans, but he's showing me Batman. He's saying, it may not always look that way. Do not consent to fear. Do not give in to division. He says, where we go one, we go all. And he says, champions of the galaxy. He's saying, this is my message. You know who you are. Be who you are. He's saying, my supervisor says goodbye. We salute them. Okay. All right. Well, I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great week and happy Memorial Day, and lots of love to you guys.